In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the verse of the day stories that are found in the YouVersion Bible app. So we're going to go ahead and open up our app. All right, and so right here is the open story, is dealing with the verse of the day. So right here, happy are those who keep his decrees and seek him with all their heart. All right, so if we're going to scroll back up. So as we open the story, we're just going to go through the different parts to it. And there's going to be 8 distinct parts. So right here is the welcoming screen that's just focusing your attention on drawing near. So you'll first come to this welcoming screen. Once you've read it, you can just tap right here to continue. You'll notice this is the exact verse of the day. Now, if you're using an iPhone to access this app, then if you tap to the right, it'll scroll forward in the story. Or if you tap left, just one tap, you'll move back one level. So I'm going to go ahead and move back and go to the first screen. And you can see that's how we can navigate through it. It's just tapping in these areas to navigate through the process. All right, so there's the verse of the day. We're going to tap and go forward.
Hi, I'm Lisa Bouvier of Messenger International, and I'm coming to you from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I love David, and this is what he says in Psalm 119, verse 2. He said,
Okay, so I'm pausing the video here so that I can show you how on an iPhone you can control your video playback. If you double tap in the middle of the screen somewhere, then it will start the video. And to pause it again, all you have to do is double tap again. So I'm going to double tap to play.
"What joy overwhelms everyone who keeps the ways."
And I just double tapped again to stop it. Now instead of double tapping, if you will just single tap somewhere in the video, it will pull up a scrub bar and your progress within that scrub bar. So this will tell you you've got 1 minute 7 seconds left in the video. Now if I were to double tap somewhere on the right here, not in the middle, but if I were to double tap right here to the right, it's going to scrub forward 10 seconds in the video. Conversely, if I were to double tap right over here on the left side somewhere, now don't double tap on this, but double tap right up here on the left side somewhere, it will rewind 10 seconds through the video. So those controls can come in handy as you're playing back your video. So now I'm going to double tap to start the video again.
David, and this is what he says in Psalm 119, verse 2. He said, "What joy overwhelms everyone who keeps the ways of God, those who..."
All right, you'll notice that some of the controls went away. So once again, to get the controls back, I'm just going to single tap. That pulls up my controls. If I were to press on this item right here about the author, it's going to pull up information about who the author is. And you can learn more about this author by clicking on Learn More. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you can see that it pulls up the Messenger International webpage that's associated with the ministry that she has. Okay? And if you click this little icon right here, it will actually open up a browser window on your phone and go to that website. Or you can just stay within the Bible app and you can scroll through here. And you can find out information. All right, once you finish watching the video, it will take you to this reflection page where you can think through the things that God has been speaking to you about through the verse of the day. And if you think none of these items are the big takeaways for you, then you can add your own response. And if you were to click this right here, it's actually going to take you into the notes section where you could add your own note related to this verse. So here's the verse of the day right up here. You can give it a color if you like, and then you can also say whatever you feel like God is telling you how to respond to this verse today. And so that'll be saved in your notes. If you want more information about how to use notes within the YouVersion Bible app, be sure to watch that video. But now I'm just going to cancel here, discard that note. Then I'm going to tap anywhere to the right side of this area so that I can go to the next page. So here it opens up a devotional section, and you can read this by clicking right here, read more, and go through and read this devotional that's associated with that verse of the day. Now another thing that you can do, and we're just going to pull this back down right here, pull on that, pull it down. If you click Save for Later, it's actually going to save a plan that's out there related to this devotion. And so I'm just going to give you an example of that and say Save for Later. And here you can see that it marks that it saved it. Once we finish this devotional story, I'll show you how that saves it in your plan area. So then I'm just going to click to the right. Anywhere in this area I'm going to press one time. That shows me the image of the day for this verse of the day. Then I'm going to press anywhere here to the right so that I can go forward in the process. Here's a prayer that's associated with that verse of the day. And you can add this verse to your prayer list simply by pressing this area right here, add to your prayer list. Here's going to open up. This is the title of that prayer, and then here's the details of the prayer. So you can save that and it would add it into your prayer list. If you would like more information about how to use a prayer list, be sure to see that video. So I'm just going to cancel right now instead of saving it. Then I'm going to tap anywhere here to the right. Now when you get to this last page, you'll see that it's got the check mark there. You've completed all of the items that are in the share story related to the verse of the day. But what is particularly interesting about this is you can share all the elements of this story just by clicking in this area right here. And so when you share your story, you can send it through a message. You can send it by way of email. You can add it to a note. So you've got various options here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add it to a note. One thing that I would recommend you that you do is be sure to add a text here to your note to give it some kind of context. So this particular story was all about joy and obedience. So I'm going to type that out. All right, then it's going to ask you where you want to save that note. Be sure to press this area right here. And as I scroll down, I can see that I've got verse of the day stories. So I'm going to press right there and I'm going to say create a new note and then save. All right, so once you've done that, you can X out right here. All right, we're back at the main home page right now. And you can see I could go back in and open the story up again. But if I come into this tomorrow, say on Wednesday, then the story that I just went through today will not be available. And there is nothing within this YouVersion app that allows you to go back in time and see a story that you previously reviewed. So the fact that we shared this story and added it to the notes within the iPhone, I'm just now going to go back to my notes and I'm going to open up the location where I saved it. It's under verse of the day. And you can see right here, since I gave it a label that's appropriate for it, I can go back into that. Now I might have, a month from now, I might have 4 or 5 different stories that I wanted to share. Giving it an applicable name will make it much easier to retrieve that story. So if I were out here a month from now and I wanted to revisit this particular verse of the day story, all I have to do is press on it. It's going to open it up. And this is the exact one that we saved. Now you can see that as we scroll to the next page and you see there's the verse of the day scripture. All right, we've got one more thing we want to look at, and I'm just going to go ahead and X out of this. And I'm going to show you how earlier when we saved the devotional, it actually saved it as a devotional plan. So if we go in here and we look at the saved plans area, this is the devotional that was saved as a result of clicking on that item. All right, I hope this video has been helpful as you've learned more about how to use the story for the verse of the day. Please be sure to take a look at the other videos for tips on how to use the YouVersion Bible app.